Samantha, thank you so much for that introduction, beautifully delivered, and it had the virtue of being mostly true. Fellow conservatives, thanks so much for your warm welcome. Don and I and our family owe Colorado Christian University and Centennial Institute a debt of gratitude that we can never repay. And to all of you attending the summit this weekend, we rejoice in you. We love you. Your warm welcome especially touches me because it's common knowledge I wasn't Jeff Hunt's first choice to speak this evening. He couldn't get Elon Musk. He couldn't get Will Smith. He couldn't get Amber Heard or Johnny Depp. Johnny A was the best he could do. And here I am with the dubious task of being almost the final speaker after a terrific parade of all-star speakers the last 2 days. I know what it must have felt like to be Elizabeth Taylor's fifth husband on their wedding night. I know it's expected of me, I'm just not sure I can make it interesting. Give yourself extra credit if you know who Elizabeth Taylor was. Double extra credit if you know why wedding nights used to be a big deal. Now, can I be serious with you for a minute? And if I can't, it's my own fault, I guess. I want to talk to you about the golden rule in wartime. The golden rule in wartime. My text is from the Revelation of St. John, the 12th chapter, the 7th verse. There was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. The dragon fought and his angels and prevailed not. If we take this picture not as a one-time occurrence in the past or the future, but as a continuing conflict that will not end until human history ends, it explains a lot about the world we're living in right now. Good and evil are locked in a death struggle that spills over from the heavenly realms into every area of our earthly lives. War between nations, war between religions, war between classes, war between races, war between the generations, war between the sexes. Culture wars, Twitter wars, pandemic wars, climate wars, free speech wars. War on the campus, war in the newsroom, war in the classroom, war in the courtroom. Even war in the bathroom, if you can believe it. Remember that Chicago song from the 60s? Does anybody know what time it is? My answer is, it's wartime. We live in wartime. And we better know what time it is so we could get up every morning and focus on that. Because to lose this war is to lose everything we hold dear. And face it, right now, we're not winning. But if you expected me then to say, fight harder, fight tooth and nail, fight fair or foul, never mind the rules, the stakes are too high, that's not my message tonight. I want to propose to you a different way of fighting. It will not only give us, I believe, a better chance of winning, it will enable us to hold our heads high, win or lose, conscience clear, honor intact. It will help us pass the Mother Teresa test, always faithful, even if not always successful. My proposal is simply this, that we who call ourselves conservatives should at all times and in all circumstances conduct ourselves by and argue from what mankind through the ages has come to know as the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Act only according to that standard. Speak only according to that standard. Reason only according to that standard. Our opponents will be dumbstruck. Let's work toward becoming an America where no one uses the power of government to put something over on their fellow citizens that he or she would regard as unfair if put over on themselves. An America where demonizing those who disagree with you is just not done. It's just not. Now, granted, it's all too easy to speak venom in the twilight of social media rather than the daylight face-to-face. So easy for the 1 million powerful to inflict a wrong on 10 million powerless far away, rather than the same injustice being done between individuals in person. The Golden Rule disproves both situations equally, regardless of anonymity or scale. Golden Rule politics isn't a magic wand, but it's a very powerful spotlight of clarity. It works on the things Americans argue about, the issues. It works on the way we argue about them, the process. Take abortion. If you're glad your mother didn't snuff out your life in the womb, why is it okay for some other unborn baby to have his or her life snuffed out in the womb? Take crime. If you wouldn't want to be a low-income urban dweller whose neighborhood became unlivable with violence, vagrancy, and drugs, why is it okay to impose those hellish conditions on some welfare mom by way of underfunded policing and permissive prosecutors? Take critical race theory. If you wouldn't want those in authority to brand your child as hereditary oppressor or hereditary victim with one look at their skin color, why is it okay to turn loose the schools and the corporations and the military to brand others that way? Those are some issue examples. Now for some process examples. And here it may get uncomfortable because in these overheated times, none of us, right or left, are entirely blameless. If I want the other side to credit me with decent motives, even when we disagree bitterly, where do I get off accusing them of bad motives? If I don't like the progressives to dehumanize me with vile names, where do I get off doing the same thing to them? If I'm disgusted with the left for huddling in their little information bubble, ignoring the contrary facts and logic available on, say, Fox News, how broad and diverse is my own information intake? I repeat, Golden Rule politics are not a magic wand. The ugly rhetoric, the dysfunctional government will be with us for a long time yet. The war will still rage. But think about how a do unto others ethic can begin to put a whole new face on the conservative movement, starting immediately. Its mild, generous, neighborly tone dispels the lie that conservatives are selfish, heartless, opposed to all change or progress. Its visionary appeal to renew America's community spirit breaks up the supposed liberal monopoly over those fair, care, share feelings that own the political center. Do unto others as we would have them do unto us is the ultimate unity flag for a war-weary people to rally round. It commands the moral high ground in every clash of values or collision of wills. Across the cultures, across the faiths, across the ages, all roads lead to the Golden Rule, as C.S. Lewis demonstrates in his wonderful little book, The Abolition of Man. So Western Conservative Summit delegates, brothers and sisters in arms in a world at war, I plead with you. Whether you're here as a Christian aspiring to live by the gospel, or as a Jew aspiring to live by the Torah, or as a non-believer aspiring to live as Jefferson did, pledge yourself with me that we go forth from here tonight with one common purpose: people of the Golden Rule. In this war of good and evil spilling from the heavenly realms into our earthly struggle, the ethic of do unto others can help us turn down the temperature, bridge the polarization, even as it gives us new courage to stand for what is good and true. The Golden Rule puts practical force behind our nation's founding principle of all created equal. The Golden Rule drives the dynamo of mutual benefit that creates wealth in our market economy. The Golden Rule expresses that beautiful balance of individual freedom and personal responsibility to which I've devoted my whole life in politics, 60 years and counting. The Golden Rule is a still, small voice of conscience, reminding us of Solzhenitsyn's warning that the dividing line between good and evil runs not just between nations or between belief systems. No, it runs right down the center of every human heart. My heart, your heart, President Biden's heart, President Putin's heart, all of us, no exceptions. That's where the battle has to be fought and won. I close again with our text from Revelation 12. The dragon and his dark forces fought fiercely, we're told. Fiercely they fought, but they did not prevail. What hope, what encouragement is in that little word, not. The war rages on. The dragon is mighty. The outcome is sure in God's eternity, but uncertain in our human lifetimes. The summons to us is simply to be faithful and to be fearless. Join with me in pledging to do our part for this land we love as people of the Golden Rule. May God bless and keep us, everyone.